The Hornets dance, snapback caps, at rallies, ready, spirits never lack. Lost in pride with style, in the swag sack. In the quad, we ain't never gonna stop. In the quad, we always on top. In the quad, feel the music drop. In the quad, roots run deep.
What's going on, HBCU family? It is Thursday, December 19th. Y'all, we are almost done with December. And I just realized that I am screwing up here. I had the wrong daggone graphics. Oh, my goodness. The life of a content creator, I swear. I swear. You are locked into another brand new episode of In the Quad with Nick Eden. I am your host, Nick Eden, graciously joining you today. And we are back with another packed show. Y'all, check this out. I don't know what is going on. And a part of me wants to say that it's not specific to Jackson State. A part of me wants to say that because I've heard the discussion before, but not to this extent. Right now on HBCU Twitter, and I'm pretty sure it's translated into some Facebook groups, there is a question of if the Celebration Bowl is actually a national championship because all HBCUs don't qualify for it. Now, I've said it before. I am starting to understand just a little bit. Oh, by the way, I'm definitely getting my Darth Vader on today. But I've said it before that I'm starting to understand just why some JSU alums feel like, hey, y'all be coming for us. And yes, a lot of their stuff is, how do you say, self-inflicted. That's fair. The argument can be made that a lot of stuff is self-inflicted. But come on. Are we really going to say now that the Celebration Bowl is not the HBCU National Championship? Because, and mainly, let's be honest, because Tennessee State, Hampton, and A&T aren't in it. Question for my Aggies. Did you feel that way when you kept running it back? Now, I will say this. It amazes me that our bowl game, the only FCS bowl game, is the one that constantly gets questioned. Nobody else ever questions the validity. Like somebody even went as far as saying, I mean, we had the Celebration Bowl, so we're just going to settle for a made-up title. All of them are made-up titles. Legitimately, every single one is a made-up title. So how on earth are you going to sit here and tell me now that we're going to question the Celebration Bowl's credibility? This is completely insane to me. I don't understand it. But as such, this is just kind of what we're dealing with in life right now. This is what we're dealing with in this HBCU space. And the reality is, look, if you want to be in a conversation about the Celebration Bowl, it's real simple. Join the conference. Join the SWAC or the MEAC. And if you're not, okay, cool. But the reality is you choose to opt out for whatever reasons. And there are valid reasons. This isn't just A&T. This is for everyone. There are valid reasons for Tennessee State to want to stay in the OVC. There are valid reasons, especially now. I wouldn't be trying to move anywhere near out of the OVC if I just want to share the title. That's just the truth. There are valid reasons that the MEAC A&T relationship soured and they left. All right. But at that point, you got to stay out of the conversation. Like, it's no longer your conversation to have. And it's not to say that you can't participate in that, like, because it sounds a little crazy. It's not to say, oh, we don't want to hear anything that they have to say about the Celebration Bowl. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is, it's pretty apparent that as it stands right now, 2024, that you or the administration or the athletic department, for whatever reason, does not want to participate as a member of the SWAC or the MEAC. That's totally fine. That's your business. With that being the case, the things that come along with the SWAC and MEAC, you're just not privy to. And I don't think that there's anything wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it's not to say that it can't change in the future. It's not to say that at all. But as of right now, that's just what it is. So, like, I'm trying to figure out where this constant need to crash out right after Celebration Bowl. I have no idea where or how this exists in this space, but goodness gracious, it is alarming, to say the least, how bad it really gets. Right now, we should be celebrating. And right now, we should be concentrating on schools who did not win the Celebration Bowl. Concentrate on your recruiting. Concentrate on your other sports. Concentrate on, concentrate on anything other than the stuff that y'all concentrating on, to stop crashing out. Anyway, so sorry. I just had to address that real quick because, like, it's going on in real time right now on Twitter. And sooner or later, Facebook's toxic behind is going to get involved, and, it's going to go from there. In any event, welcome everyone to In the Quad with Nick Eden, the show where we take all of the HBCU trending topics across the entire HBCU landscape, and we condense them down to two parts of the show. All right. The first part of the show are our four main topics. Please forget that train. Our four main topics, and this is across Twitter /X, Snapchat, IG, Fizz, not Handshake. Gosh, that's a professional talk. Hold on, y'all. So that's the first part of the show. Second part of the show is my absolute favorite. It's a day, y'all. It's an absolute favorite of mine, and that is the fam topics. This is the portion of the show where you, the viewer, get to submit your questions or comments, and if they are appropriate, we will read them on the show. Now, if you want your questions or comments read on fam topics, it's really simple. Just head to my socials, at Nick Eden on Twitter, at Nick Eden on IG, at Nick Eden on Fanbase. Click the link tree in the bio, and if it is appropriate, we will read it. If not, you're getting left on red. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get down to business. And before I do that, I wanted to just go ahead and shout out real quick. I usually got on like an ASU hat or something like that. I'm rocking my JUCO hat today, Pierpont Community Technical College in Fairmont, West Virginia. Shout out. So I got my associates. There's been a recent ruling as of yesterday by BYU QB Jake Retzlaff, who sued the NCAA, and this comes to us from Sports Illustrated. On Wednesday, a Tennessee judge granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA in favor of Vanderbilt quarterback Diego Pavia. Pavia, who played 2 years at JUCO ranks, was a senior this season and played what was believed to be his final season of eligibility in 2024. He sued the NCAA, claiming that his years at JUCO shouldn't count against his NCAA eligibility. The judge ruled in favor of Pavia, granting him additional eligibility, at least for now. The NCAA could appeal the court's decision, but unlikely that the NCAA will win an appeal and reverse the court's decision. If this ruling is made permanent, it could have major implications for BYU. BYU starting quarterback Jake Retzlaff played his first 2 years of eligibility in the JUCO ranks. Retzlaff could be eligible to get those years back. In other words, instead of being a redshirt junior in 2024, he would have been a redshirt freshman. Should he choose to use all of his additional eligibility at BYU, Retzlaff could theoretically be the BYU starting quarterback for the next 3 seasons. Before this ruling, the future of the quarterback position at BYU was unclear. Retzlaff is the undisputed starter heading into the 2025 season, but after that, the starting spot will be up for grabs between McKay Hillstead, Trayson Burgett, Noah Lugo, and any other quarterback BYU would have added between now and then. Instead, Retzlaff might be the long-term solution quarterback. Now, and y'all can go back and y'all can read that whole article because it's not talking about HBCUs in article, but I did want to bring this up because this is relevant to us. First, there are a few people who are asking, one, how is this a bad thing? And then how did the decision even happen? The decision happened. Hold on, y'all. The decision happened, and I can, I'm not the judge, and I'm not a judge, but the decision happened theoretically because JUCO eligibility, so the governing association for community colleges and junior colleges is the NCAA, National Junior College Athletic Association. That is not the NCAA. And because it is not the NCAA, the argument is that, hey, what they do on a JUCO level, y'all cannot govern. You cannot govern my eligibility based on what I did in another governing body. Now, why is this a good thing? Why is this a bad thing? It's great for those who are playing in the junior college system. It's great for them. I do think it's going to be terrible. When you consider, let's look at it this way. When you consider the transfer portal right here, then you consider I've got some dogs coming out of JUCO that have got 2 years of collegiate experience, and I can still bring them in with 4 years of eligibility. That's not including a grad year. Because I think what grad is either 1 or 2 years. Let's say it's 1, right? So you're talking about potentially having somebody for 5 years after they played 2 years of collegiate football. That's 7 years of experience that we're talking about here. How do I compete if I'm a 3-star coming out of high school? Who's even looking at me? Now, again, in theory, it's right. But let's talk about the slippery slope that is. The NAIA is not governed by the NCAA. So could it stand to reason that someone could go, let's say I played for Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College for 2 years, right? Then I go and I play at Florida Memorial for 4 years as an NAIA team. Then I do my master's at, Kaiser University, another NAIA team. I got 5 years of NAIA, 2 years of NJCAA. What's to stop that person from being eligible to then go to FIU, FAMU, Alabama State, Samford? Insert any NCAA team here. And what ends up happening is now you got a person with 11 years of collegiate experience I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that is a slippery slope where somebody could make that argument. That's not where it is now, but somebody could make that argument. Now, how does that affect HBCU players? Simple. We've already been rated within the transfer portal. We've already had situations where we were kind of seen as like the JUCO when it came to the transfer portal. And so now where we could recruit. Now, the only thing it may help us with is we can recruit at the high school level. But in terms of having players that we can recruit from JUCOs, hey, if they can go and play at a New Mexico State for 4 years, or Eastern Washington, or Towson, after having 2 years there, right? There's it's a slippery slope when it comes to the eligibility factor. So I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of on the fence about it right now. I understand in concept why it is that way, but ultimately it is a situation where I think that in the long run, the new caps on the FBS level, it's so many changes going around in athletic endeavors in collegiate sports that I feel like we're getting away from the game, and we are turning this. I wouldn't be surprised if after a while all this stuff starts to impede the high schools and even the middle schools, because it's taken like the last pure place that you'll be able to see football, basketball, baseball, or any other sport in its purest form is at the elementary level, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot right now. I'm hoping that they come to a solution with this that makes sense. I do think that that's going to impact a lot of people, and quite frankly, I don't know how it's going to go. But in any event, y'all, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. When we come back, we will be talking Hampton and the NCAA. They've reached their settlement agreement, and we're still talking the new details that have surfaced about A Different World, the reboot that's coming to Netflix. I have some thoughts on that. And John Hope Bryant dropping $2 million on Albany State yesterday during commencement. It's in the quad with Nick Eden.
Technology lets you monitor your pet when you're not at home. But to monitor threats to your hybrid workforce wherever they are, you need more than technology. You need CDW, who gets to know your business and can design and deploy custom solutions with pre-configured HP notebooks with HP Wolf Security. AI-enabled threat detection and remote management protect your endpoints 24/7, giving your defenses some real teeth.
Bummer.
HP makes always-on remote security possible. CDW makes it powerful.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, "You're gonna love this." He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, "These cars are going fast," I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
No charger?
It's a Mac. The battery lasts all day. See you next week.
"21 minutes after the hour, you are tuned into In the Quad with Nick Eden with your gracious host, Nick Eden. Y'all, we're right in the middle of our main topics. Hey, real quick. Oh my gosh. All right. So, what is going on with Twitter? What is going on with Twitter? It's saying it's having some issues. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let's this is killing me. Elon, what you got going on? What's the deal? I don't know what's going on with Elon right now. He's killing me. It's saying it's got some issues on Twitter. Y'all, if y'all are on Twitter watching this right now, while they're figuring it out, let's just head over to YouTube or to the UEN app. In either sense, okay, looks like we're back on board. We're back on board. We're back on board. Okay. This is why it is important to have your own platforms. Goodness gracious. I was pulling up this article on Hampton, and there was an advertisement for Faulkner University. Why the dude on the advertisement look like Jeremy? Golly. I'm talking about the same sweater and everything. Anyway, y'all. Gosh, this is killing me. So our next main topic. Okay, we're just gonna have to deal with that as it comes. Our next main topic comes to us from our good friends over at HBCU Sports. Hampton University, they settled their clearance issues with the NCAA, how it will affect the athletic program. Shout out to Chris Stevens for the article. The Hampton athletic program, previously under fire for athletic clearance issues, has come to an agreement with the NCAA Division I Committee of Infractions after an investigation into the matter. During the COVID pandemic, several Hampton athletes competed while academically ineligible due to unintentional errors in the academic certification process. During a tumultuous time, Hampton's administration had a high staff turnover, leading to those errors that the university discovered and addressed. From the moment the violations were discovered, Hampton took this investigation seriously. President Darrell K. Williams said in a statement released by the university, "I'm proud how we cooperated with the NCAA and reached a collaborative agreement. Hampton University will continue to operate with the highest ethical standards and absolute integrity." Let's see. Hampton University has instituted a robust certification model to ensure compliance moving forward. Pirates Athletic Director Anthony Henderson added, "I'm also pleased that our student athletes and programs will continue to compete at the highest level as no postseason bans, scholarship losses, or recruiting restrictions were imposed." Listen, so again, shout out to Hampton. I'm glad this happened because if there were any sanctions or anything like that, it couldn't come at a worse time. Hampton had a great season. They had some very key wins, got a lot of momentum going on in the CAA. And so I'm glad this happened. I think it was one of those situations, y'all, where quite frankly, we were in the middle of the pandemic, right? High turnover, staff being laid off, people going remote, things slip through the cracks. I mean, come on. Hampton is Hampton, and I can see any reason why they would have intentionally had ineligible players playing, especially during that time. Like I want to be funny. It's not like their record was the absolute best then, but I'm glad that again, there's no postseason bans, no anything like that. Hampton's got a good team going forward. I think they can do some things. And as a matter of fact, I am really excited because they just released their schedule for the fall. I am looking forward to seeing this Hampton Jackson State matchup. I really am. They've been doing really well against their out of conference opponents, as well as within the CAA. So I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. But I do want to know what your thoughts are on that. So hit me up on Twitter at Nick Eaton, on Instagram at Nick Eaton, and let me know your thoughts. All right, what we got next here? Man, one of my absolute favorite people in business, John Hope Bryant. So John Hope Bryant came through with the whoop wop and the whoop wham and gave Albany State a $1.8 million grant for 70 aspiring entrepreneurs. This comes to us from Black Enterprise. Operation Hope CEO and founder John Hope Bryant announced a massive $1.8 million donation to 70 Albany State University graduates who want to pursue entrepreneurship. Bryant delivered the news as he spoke as the commencement speaker at the HBCU's fall graduation on December 14th in Albany, Georgia. So that was more than yesterday. That was a couple days ago. Each graduate will receive $25,000 along with a special forces team to assist them in getting their businesses off the ground. A free domain name that they own, a free website that they own, a free payment system setup that they own, a Shopify account for e-commerce, and all the banking support. While Bryant isn't an Albany State alumnus, his philanthropic work pushes towards the need for more Black-owned businesses in the world. In every community, there's a Steve Jobs. In every community, there's an Oprah Winfrey. In every community, there's a hero waiting to be born, but someone's got to pull that out of the community and shine a light on them, Bryant said. I mean, it really is a whole point of power. You gather it so that you can give it away. All of the graduates will receive financial support and payment systems free of charge, along with a free business plan and time to sit down with both a lawyer and an accountant. They will also get a business manager and an e-commerce executive. Let's see. All right, so I'll say this much. And shout out to John Hope Bryant for that. This is a part of this is a part of, and Adam, I'm going to read your comment in just a second. This is a part of John Hope Bryant's 1MBB initiative that he started back in 2020. And it was a partnership between Bryant's Operation Hope and Shopify to create 1 million Black businesses over the course of 10 years, right? I was initially a part of the program. I'm still a part of the program. I'm just on pause right now for other things that kind of popped up. But essentially, the program was designed to help entrepreneurs launch. And I think if you go to 1mbb.com to sign up, you sign up completely for free. It's a great deal, right? So they basically put you in position to where you can start your e-commerce platform. They sit you down with the relationships they have with bankers, different accountants, like they said. Now, the business plan was something they helped you craft it in 1MBB. They assist you in crafting a business plan. I don't know if it's going to be to that same level for the Albany State grads, or if they're just like, hey, look, we're going to talk with you and then we're going to do it for you. Whatever the case may be, this is an amazing opportunity. I've been saying for the longest, I feel like, especially for any business graduates, that by the time you walk across that stage, you should be walking across that stage, getting your diploma, moving your tassel, and having a fully functional e-commerce business. That's just it. I feel like the future of business, particularly for Black folks, my good friend Jay Jones says it all the time. The future of Black Wall Street is e-commerce. And the 1MBB program has already produced some stellar standouts in that space. It's some great alums of that program. And so now partnering with this and doing this, in addition, now, they didn't give us, let me tell you something. We ain't get $25,000. Matter of fact, let me see if that's available. If the $25,000 is available, I might have to reactivate my no, it's not. No, it's not. Golly. I tried. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. But this was an amazing initiative that was launched. John Hope Bryant has been really, really pushing this for a long time. And I think that, I don't know if the window is still open for brand new folks to pop in, but if it is, I would suggest, if you're looking to start e-commerce platform, start a business, and kind of move it forward, that you can, the 1MBB. So shout out to Operation Hope CEO John Hope Bryant, again, one of my favorite business people, and shout out to the graduates of Albany State, man. Y'all came through pretty hard. No diddy. Adam, Harvey made it his business to get us in the CAA before he retired. If you look at the violations, it's period of transition from being the Big South to the CAA and the retirement of William Hart. Okay, and that makes sense, and that's really what the article talked about in that, is the fact that this happened in a way that it was in this transition time, which again, there's nothing and there's no history of anything dealing with Hampton that would suggest that this is a pattern, that this is something that they've had issues with, that they need to bring in a specialist. It really seemed like this came in at a transition time that was it was a funky time anyway. We're in a pandemic. where it's a lot going on. And I think that I'm starting to think the whole Big South debacle, my gosh. And that's not any fault of the schools. That is really and truly like the conference was just shitty. Like, I don't know what to say it. So yeah, nothing from what they found, nothing from what they discovered in the investigation would denote that there was any malicious intent by anybody at Hampton. It was quite literally just, exactly. New leadership got stuck with the bag. So again, shout out to Hampton. Again, I'm glad that this happened the way that it did, and it came out the way that it did, that there would be no sanctions, because again, they're in the middle of a bang up. They just had a bang up season. They got a lot of momentum going into the next season. So, all right, y'all. And our final main topic of the day. I am excited about this. All right, coming to us from Clutch Point. Shout out. Okay, first, shout out to my social media advisor partner, Randall, the owner of HBCU Pulse, and the person that's behind all the magic with the Clutch Points HBCU partnership. And shout out to Kaya Winbush Robinson for writing this article. A Different World star teases involvement in Netflix reboot. Actress Dawn Lewis has hinted that she and the rest of the original cast from A Different World might potentially be involved in the Netflix reboot in an Us Weekly exclusive. Lewis played Jaleesa Vincent in the original series. All we know is that the majority of us, if not all of us, will be participating in the show in some type of way, she told Weekly. Lewis, who was on the original series from 87 to 92, also hinted that the reboot might use the original theme song, which many people don't know that she wrote. We'll see, she said, whether the team had decided to keep the track as is or start from scratch. We're having those conversations now, so we'll see how it turns out. Netflix, so here's some of the other details from it. Netflix announced back in August that they were developing a sequel to the popular HBCU series. The show that was once streaming on Max was taken off. It is off Max, and it's off Prime too. Right after Netflix made the announcement, the reboot will follow Dwayne and Whitley Gilbert's youngest daughter as she follows in her parents' footsteps and attends Hillman College. The half-hour comedy series is still in its early stages of creation. Felicia Pride, known for her work on Bel Air and Grey's Anatomy, has joined the team as an executive producer and writer. She joins notable producers Gina Prince Bythewood, Reggie Bythewood, Debbie Allen, shout out to Debbie Allen, Mandy Summers, and Tom Werner. The cast of A Different World reunited earlier this year for a 10-city HBCU tour. The tour first kicked off in the AUC, which includes Morehouse, Spelman, Clark Atlanta, and Morris Brown. Other stops include Howard University, Alabama State, and Tuskegee. Back in October, it was announced that the tour had been extended through 2025. The second leg of the tour kicked off at Bowie State on October 17th. All right, so y'all, y'all know I'm like a Different World stan. I told y'all before I do a rewatch of The Different World every year. And yeah, I do remember. So when they originally announced it, they announced that it was a possible reboot, that they didn't confirm it. But now they have actually confirmed that this is indeed happening. And I think it couldn't come at a better time. I will say this, and I've talked about this before. So in 2023, I know for a lot of you who are tuned in now, the first thing you know from me going viral was the calendar. But that wasn't actually the first thing that went viral. The first three things that went viral for me, and I had four really viral moments in 2023. The first was where I reimagined Music Greeks using AI. And for those who don't know, Music Greeks, Phi Mu Alpha, Sigma Alpha Iota, Kappa Kappa Psi Tau Beta Sigma Mu Phi Epsilon. Now, that was the first thing that went viral. The second thing that went viral was when I used AI to reimagine the SWAC. And it basically took all the SWAC mascots and did like these humanoid versions of them, which, by the way, I got completely, like, FAMU folks came for me. Hey, when we go to commercial break, I'm gonna try to find that. I'm gonna try to find that joint and post it on here, because baby, they went after me on that. But In any event, that was the second thing. The third thing that went viral was I did a post, and it went viral on TikTok. I did a post that talked about a reboot of A Different World and what they were all doing and how they were all like. Jaleesa Vincent was the national president of the Hillman Alumni Association, and I'm saying this now, so if any of this shit pops up on the show, I'm telling y'all now, I'm coming for my coins. Ron Johnson was the president of Kappa Lambda Nu. Dwayne and Whitley came back with a foundation, and Dwayne was like this huge tech billionaire that came back and was like the big, like it was so much. And like the one part that really went viral was Lena was at Hillman until she got into an entanglement with a student, and she's currently the president of Mission College. Like it was a lot of stuff. But so those are the first things that went viral before the calendar. So I'm super duper excited about this. I talked about it on the show, the fact that I am planning to do a different world rewatch podcast. So ADW Rewind. I am definitely going to do that. And so yeah, I'm excited about this, and I think this exposes a whole new generation to A Different World that's already consuming it. They're already watching the old shows, so I'd love to see what the new shows come out to be. So, all right, y'all, we're going to take our second commercial break. When we come back, we will be back with my favorite part of the show, and that is your fam topics. It's In the Quad with Nick Eden.
World needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Wow. Hey, Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back, Warren.
Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
I am genius.
From now on, it's all about us. Starting a family, buying a car, our first home.
They told you to open an account, then turned you away. They said, come back when you're ready. You said, we're ready now.
I know we're going to make it.
Hope makes it happen. Thousands of your neighbors, many who never had a bank account before, improved their lives with Hope Credit Union. You can too. Brighter futures begin with hope.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So this morning, I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event, taking a test drive. When Dave, the sales guy, is like, you're gonna love this. He shows me the best-in-class fuel economy and lets me know it's recommended by Consumer Reports. When Dave says, these cars are going fast, I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000, like Rogue, with 2.9% financing for 60 months.
All right, y'all. It is time. It is time. It is time. Y'all know what it is. Bam! All right, y'all. It is time for my favorite part of the show, my absolute favorite part, and that is our fam topics. Our fam topics that you, the viewer, have submitted to the show. Uncle Samson wants your fam topics. And if you would like to get your fam topics on the show, it's a really simple process. First, don't be creepy, fellas, because it's y'all. It ain't even, well, there's a couple of ladies that are asking out-of-pocket questions. But fellas, y'all really be out of pocket with some of these questions. So first, don't be creepy. Second, head over to my socials at Nick Eden on Twitter /X, at Nick Eden on IG. Click the link tree in the bio and submit your questions. And your questions can be submitted anonymously, which is why some of y'all are acting a little creepy. And if Uncle Samson says it's good to go, we'll read them. All right, y'all. Let's get right into them. Our first question. How come no one ever talks as bad about Dell State as they do Valley? I don't know why y'all want these folks to catch strays the way that they do. I really don't. Because I promise y'all, them folks ain't bothering nobody. Well, so I'm gonna be real with you. There's not a lot of coverage on the MEAC. It just isn't. I want to say that, you know, there's going to be some other stuff coming up. I mean, obviously you got HBCU Nightly, you got Blitz City, but this goes back, and people think that I'm being mean when I say this. When I say that the SWAC is the show, I'm saying that because it quite literally, that's where most of the news comes out. It was a similar criticism that I got when I first started the calendar that, oh man, you only talk about the SWAC, you don't talk about the MEAC. And it's just, more often than not, the SWAC has more newsworthy stuff. You know, even though the MEAC, y'all got y'all share of issues, the SWAC has more newsworthy stuff. And, you know, so, and it's in the news, not just HBCU media overall. It's in the news more often than the MEAC. So I don't think it's a situation where anybody is not, oh, we don't want to talk bad, but I'm pretty sure this is a Valley alum. And then, like, I don't want anybody to talk bad about Valley, if we're being honest. I would much rather it be a situation where we just cover the schools. That's the truth. So I don't want Dell State or Valley to be talked bad about. I will say this in terms of coverage of Dell State. I've probably done more coverage, continual coverage. I've probably done more continual coverage of Delaware State than any other media, HBCU media outlet right now. I've done nearly, it's been over a dozen stories about Dell State because they got a lot of great things going on there. Their indoor facilities. I think they're the ones that are starting a wrestling program. Like Dell State has a lot of great to talk about. So I don't think it's a situation where we should be talking bad about anything. And Valley got some great stuff going on too. Covered a lot of their stuff as well. So, you know, I don't think it has to be we got to talk bad about somebody just to talk about them. So that's just the thing. But I do think overall there's a lot more coverage on the SWAC. There are a lot more SWAC-centered shows than the MEAC right now. And I can tell you now, I see that changing. I do see that changing with Mike Vick coming in. I do see that changing with the coming additions to the MEAC. I see that changing. So, hey, hopefully we'll see more of that, especially this spring and in the fall. All right, what's next? Will we get baseball covered in the HBCU space finally? I've talked about this several times. And the reality is this. Maybe not. I'm a baseball guy. I love baseball, like legitimately. Do I think that it's going to get the coverage that football gets? Absolutely not. Do I think it's going to get the cut? Like, really and truly, and this may go into, now that I think about it, this may go into the reason why MEAC doesn't get covered as much, because there's so much at the beginning of the season that is out of conference that a lot of times people are just like not interested in out of conference games. And baseball down to the wire is playing a lot of out of conference stuff, the same way basketball does as well. So I think it's a situation where realistically people just don't know enough about the other teams. They're more interested in getting right into conference play. That's the more exciting part, and that's what baseball does. Plus, and I say this as someone who's played baseball since I was 5 years old. When you're now, for me, it's thoroughly enjoying to watch. But for a lot of people, they feel like baseball to watch it is very boring, right? Now, it's completely different when you're there in the game atmosphere. And you can ask anybody who's been to the SWAC tournament, anybody who's been to any baseball tournament period. It's a lot more exciting in person than it is on TV. And I think that's the reason why. I think people are just not as invested in it until A, it gets into conference play, and B, if they're there. So I don't know that that's going to be the case anytime soon. I will hope that changes. All right, what else we got? So the Aggies back to the MEAC. Okay, I talked about this before. They may be coming back. I don't know, but here's the deal. If I'm in administration at North Carolina A&T, and I see that I got a better media rights deal than the conference that I left, which seemingly they've seemed pretty happy with their media rights deal. B, I'm in a conference where if I just leave now, I got to leave with my tail tucked between my legs, and we just got a new coach. And C, if I don't feel like, from an administrative point, that the business that caused me to leave the MEAC in the first place has not been resolved, then I don't see a reason to come back. Not right now. And when you consider that that A&T has multiple sports that are still, one, they got, I forgot, it's maybe like 2 or 3 sports they have that are still in the MEAC first. Second, they also have to look at their other sports. And as a track school, I understand where they're like, well, look, the track and field component of it is another driver for us being in the CAA right now. I understand that. Shout out to Coach Richie Bean at Alabama State, 60 conference championships. Anyway, God knows how many NCAA final appearances. But, okay, Jamie, you're right on point. It has to make sense. I wouldn't mind as alums coming back. Football only, the other sports for us are doing well. And I think that was a discussion that was going on Twitter earlier. I think that is a great compromise. Leave the other sports where they are because they are doing well right now, and go back football only. However, you ain't finna mess up my other media rights deal I got right now. I'm not going to give that up unless what the MEAC has coming down the pipeline, from my understanding, is pretty sweet. But unless it's so sweet, it completely trumps what I got going on over here. You're not going to mess up my current media rights deal for linear. It'll be football only. And I think you need to give, if it's me and I'm Sean Gibbs, I'm like, listen, I want a year in the CAA playing some tough competition, playing some tough out-of-conference games, and getting the momentum that we need to have. And then if we go back to the MEAC, okay, cool. Because you got a better chance of going back to the MEAC being dominant. So that would be my take on it. D-Lo, yeah. I love baseball. I agree. I think that's one of the reasons I love All-American Homecoming so much, was because it didn't center around football. Football was almost an afterthought in it. It was definitely around baseball and tennis. And again, as a school who's very prominent in baseball, I absolutely love that. So I would love to see way more baseball coverage. Who knows, if you got somebody out there that is, like a baseball savant, and it could possibly do a show. I know a network. Hit me up. We'll see. Let's see if it makes sense. All right. And our last fam topic. So what have you not done? There's not too much I have not done. I know this question came. So early this morning, I found like some old photos and some old posts from back when I was a journalist for SoulTrain.com. I was a writer there for 5 years. And while I was there, I created the R&B freshman class and the Soul Train Power 20, which highlighted executives in R&B and soul music. And I posted that, and everybody was like, dude, what have you not done? I know for a lot of y'all think that I like graduated from Alabama State, stayed silent for 20 years, and then popped up and started doing memes on Twitter. No, that's not the case. I've been in this space of media since 2005. That's actually what I studied at Alabama State. So I've been in this space, now, mind you, I started off in music media. And, from a writing standpoint, it was in music media. I even had a stint in pro wrestling. Shout out to ProWrestlingPowerhouse.com, now known as PWP Nation. I wrote for them for 2 years. And, and then, of course, I had my stint in radio, been on TV a few times, and now I'm podcasting. So yeah, that's what they mean. I've done a lot. I have lived a lot. Let me tell you something. I have maximized my 44 years on this earth. Okay. I really have. So yeah, I've been blessed. I've been fortunate to do a lot. Y'all, real quick, we're going to take our final commercial break. When we come back, I'll be back with my final thoughts and a possible little surprise for y'all. It's In the Quad with Nick Eden.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
I got you something.
We said no gift.
We had to get you something.
Thank you, honey.
I got you this.
Did you do this yourself?
Man, I had a great teacher.
Happy birthday. I love you.
I love you too.
Love you. Thank you.
This is from me to you.
I am genius.
Wow. Hey, Jay, this project might need a bit of zhuzhing. Holla back, Warren.
Please let me know your thoughts. Best regards, Warren.
I am genius.
This is not just delivery. This is knowing even superheroes can use a sidekick. Walgreens.
Amazon Fall Favorites are here. Save on fashion, home, beauty, and more. Shop Amazon Fall Favorites now.
Hey, sweet new gear. It's like Best Buy hooked you guys up.
Pretty sick, right?
What is that?
That's our traveling trophy. Oh, that's what's up, man.
Ah, a goat for the goats. Fits these pro-level setups.
Last year's trophy.
Not a goat.
Nope.
What if you could get all the latest and greatest gaming gear from one place?
All right, y'all, 55 minutes after the hour, you have been locked in with In the Quad with Nick Eden. Look, for my final thoughts, I'm going to switch this up a little bit. And I'm going to, where is it? My goodness. Hold on. So I found the joints I was talking about where I did the AI to reimagine the swag. So I'm going to use my final thoughts to show y'all these because they're hilarious. I'll say that much. Oh gosh, come on, Valley. It's like the Valley one doesn't want to download. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this was a year ago, a year and a half ago. Allow it. What the hell are you talking about? This was a year and a half ago. Y'all know AI is ever changing. And quite frankly, some of these joints are kind of crazy. I had to like finagle them a little bit, to make it work. But some of these joints had like 3 legs and 12 fingers and just all kind of crap, right? Okay, cool. There it is. All right, let's get it up here. But I am going to show you the one where like FAMU went after me. I'm gonna show you all of them. And some of them came out really dope. So like this one for Grambling. The Grambling one was dope. I was like, yo, this is, and what's crazy is a lot of y'all have these as y'all profile pictures and everything. But like the Grambling ones though, you can see this thing got like 16 fingers out. But Grambling came out pretty dope. Texas Southern, I like Texas Southern one. Even though he had literally, bro, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He got 8 legs, bro. It's not a spider. The one for I did like the one for Bethune-Cookman. That was real dope. And mind you, these were just prompts that I put in, and AI just kind of did them, and I added the school's logo. The braids, I was like, bro, y'all ain't got no black braids. Like that's really what we're doing. But you know, that does look like a reservation. I ain't gonna hold you. There's one for Southern. I like that one too. That was kind of clean. Now the two best to me. Prairie View. That joint right there was absolutely clean. Shout out Prairie View. That one was clean. Like I did like 4 or 5 versions of the PV one, and they all were like super dope. But that was the one that was like, man, that came out the cleanest to me. And then Bama State, like that. I was, you know, I'm always gonna have a little bit of a bias, but y'all gotta admit that joint there clean. UAPB, I thought that one was dope too. I put the UAPB logo over, like, dude had a whole nother leg with his foot just kind of sticking up like that. The Jackson State one, I thought if you go to the HBCU Plus page on Instagram or Twitter and you look at the congratulations graphic for Jackson State for winning the Celebration Bowl, you look close enough in the background, you will actually see this graphic in there. So, and a lot of people have used this again on their profile pictures, their cover image on Facebook, the whole nine. Same deal, Alabama A&M. Bush looked like he's sick of all y'all mess. Even though the fingers kind of dress up. And so like the two, and again, I wasn't trying to be funny, but the two that came through that I was like getting dusted for was First Valley. So the Valley one was first, and I liked it because I was like, if you watch horror movies and everything, it's like the skinniest monsters are always like the deadliest ones, right? So, and then, so it is hard to make a snake into a humanoid without it looking like a lizard or an alligator. This picture, when I say the definition of viral, this picture, it was so bad I had to go back and do another one because I was like, look, Rattlers, my bad. Like, it was the AI. It was not me. They were upset with me. They called it the Geico lizard. Like, people were reposting that joint about here, lizard. Like, it was crazy. But, you know, I was really proud of it because, well, it was also my first time like kind of fooling around with AI. So you know, again, I had fun with it. That was like the second thing that went viral for me in 2023. Kind of helped lead up to this point. So yeah, that was the SWAC Reimagine. I think I might redo it. Like in the summer, I might drop like the SWAC Reimagine and the MEAC Reimagine. And then probably for the SIAC and the CIAA as well. But look, y'all, that's all I got for today. Make sure you all are subscribed to the HBCU Plus YouTube channel. Jamie, you know what? I'll have to message you on that because I don't remember. No. It was Kittle. I used Kittle for it. And again, Kittle, you know, it's not even nearly on the level of a lot of the AI companies that have come out since. But make sure you all subscribe to the HBCU Plus YouTube channel. Click the like button, notifications. Make sure that you are following us on HBCU Plus. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at Nick Eden, on IG at Nick Eden. I'm going to start putting out some more IG specific stuff there, as well as some more things that I'm talking about. Education consulting, finishing your bachelor's degree, going into master's programs, things of that nature. And I'm bringing back some of my print on demand stuff. So I'm going to talk to you all about some entrepreneurial things. There's some talented folks out there that I think could make some pretty good money in print on demand. So it's a lot of content coming down the pipeline. And also, don't forget, we're going to have that ADW Rewind coming in. I appreciate everybody for taking just an hour and 2 minutes out of your day to check out this show. And I will see you all here, same time tomorrow. Take care.